Hey, my name is James Tuxton. Welcome to my channel. Now, this video is all about bad news for property investors, and I want you guys to really pay attention. Now, this video is for potential new property investors, established property investors, and anyone that's just got an interest in making money from property. Now, my name is James Nicholson. I've been a property investor for 23 years now, and I want to invite you to join me on a journey. This year, I'm going to be growing my portfolio significantly, and I'm building a portfolio for my two daughters. I've got Georgia, who's 21. We just secured our second deal. You can see that on this channel and have a tour around that. And my little baby, Amelie, as well. So take that finger of power, turn it around, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell notification. Now, landlords, you need to be really paying attention because a lot aren't. There's a lot going on at the moment that is really anti-landlord at the moment, and I get a real vibe for that just by this channel that we've got here. Sometimes we get very, very positive comments. Sometimes we get people that just hate landlords, right? There's a lot of landlord bashing at the moment. Now, one thing that you must consider at the moment is to be ready for the EPC rises, right? The EPC, as you know, is an energy performance certificate, and a lot of your properties, and mine included, are not at a high enough level. Now, we've got to get our properties to level C to be able to rent them out from 2025. Now, there is a proviso that if you've got a tenant already, that you can delay that till 2028. However, what if you've got a tenant and they leave? Now you've got to get it back up to C. So you've got to act like you've got to be ready for 2025. Now, I'm speaking with tons of estate agents. In fact, I just interviewed one of my estate agents on this very channel. So do check that out. But the energy performance stuff, estate agents are just unsure what's going to happen, right? It's proposed legislation that is intended to go through. And you've got to act as if it is potentially going to go through, because if you're not ready, you can't rent out your property, it's going to be carnage. And so that's one thing that I think landlords should be really paying attention to. Now, there's a lot of landlords, because of that EPC, because of the Section 24 and all the tax problems, are leaving the market, right? And that could be an opportunity for other landlords, because maybe there's people leaving the market that have got properties in their personal name, so it's not very tax efficient, and maybe you've got a limited company. You can swoop in and buy some of those deals at below market value and grow your portfolio that way. So that's an opportunity that potentially will be coming up. But the bigger thing that I want to talk to you about today is interest rates. I know tons and tons and tons of landlords that haven't fixed their interest rates, right? They haven't fixed the rate. Now, inflation is going crazy. There's potential that that will get to 22%. And the Bank of England has been very clear, one of the ways that they expect to bring that down, I don't think it will work, because the inflation is brought about by an energy crisis outside of our country. But one thing they're looking to do is to keep increasing interest rates until it curbs spending and stops the economy moving as fast as it does and causes a recession. Now, that is bad news for us as landlords, right? And so if you can fix your rate now for 5 years, that is a very, very smart thing to do as a property investor. That will give you the certainty that you need to make sure that you are going to be fine. Because what happens if next year the interest rates are at 8%? Now, I would also consider, if you are nearly at the end of a deal, look at what the penalty is for like breaking that deal and finishing that mortgage early. Because if it's a few £100, it might be worth just doing that now. Or it might even be worth going to that lender and seeing if you can get a new deal agreed with them direct, rather than going through your broker. But I think that's a very, very big consideration as well. The last thing which we covered with the agent that we talked to yesterday is the fact that you need to be really looking for good tenants at the moment and making sure that the tenants are going to be able to afford to pay rent to you. If they can't afford to pay rent to you, then look at potentially seeing if there's any options to help them or creating a payment plan. But people are going to be finding it very, very hard, and it's going to be there's going to be different bills that they will have as different priorities. And so as a landlord, you need to make sure that you're one of the priorities so you can pay your bills and pay your mortgage and not have a repossession on your hands. But I'm not actually increasing all of my tenants' rents with inflation, and I'm making that very clear to the good tenants why I'm doing that, and building that relationship and rapport with them, so in turn they will hopefully be more loyal to me going forward. And I've found that to be very successful so far. So if you want to put your rents up with inflation, that's fine, but do understand it's a very big jump for people. And if you can afford to get a better rate and save yourself some money that way, then that might be a way to make a little bit more profit. Of course, you can put your interest, you can put your you can put your rent up, but do just be aware that if you push people too hard, they just won't be able to pay you. So the panic that I want to talk to you about is EPCs. Just get knowledge on it. Find out what you can do to improve the EPC rating on your property. Some stuff you can do for very, very cheap. Get your interest rate fixed for 5 years, and make sure that you build that rapport with your tenants and see how you can make sure that they have an easier ride as well. Now, we've got tons of videos on this channel that I would love you to go and check out, including the one where I've just bought possibly my worst deal ever, right? My worst deal ever. Why did I buy it? And why was it important for me to get that deal over the line? It doesn't really make sense, does it? The only way you're going to find out is to go and check out the video on the channel. I'll put it up at the end of the video. Do like this video. Do join our VIP list for a ticket to our London event. You can find that in the description below. So go and check out this video right now and find out why this is the worst deal I've ever had. Bye for now.